All right, so I got the kayak back in the garage tonight. I just kind of wanted to show you what this ended up looking like once it's said and done. This ultimately may be the best trailer setup for this XTR130, being that it's aluminum and has the torsion axles and all that. But so as you can see, I shifted everything forward like I said in the video, and this is how it hits. So it kind of, just like a boat, it just kind of bumps in the right spot there, and then you'll be able to take this and lash it in there, crank that down. You'll be able to get the tension on that you need. So that's not going anywhere. Again, we got the 3-inch bunks that's giving it plenty of clearance, just mounted to the existing carpeted bunks. Nice Triton trailer. Like I said, you got back here, you have the torsion axles. What that is it's basically a rubber band in there. It takes a lot of the bouncing and excess movement out of the kayak itself. And makes it a lot less impactful on these plastic boats, or if you have a fiberglass kayak or anything like that. And then I moved the boat buckles from the back over here to the sides. This just allows me to run the buckles up, meet them in the middle, and tighten them down. You don't want to over crank them, being a ratcheting strap, but it allows you to provide some tension back there to keep the bounce out of the back end as well. And then I'll also just throw one over the front. I may get a couple more boat buckles just to have one right there over the front. But ultimately, in my opinion, this is probably the best case scenario for the XTR130. You got about 18 inches of overhang, but that's not too bad. You got enough tongue weight up there, especially with the battery in the bow, that it's not going to create a bunch of bounce. But ultimately, very pleased with this. Super happy that I made the investment and purchased this. Okay, the first thing I had to do was, typically, for some reason in this track system, which is kind of like the kayak, it's a T-bolt system, they like to stop right there. So I literally had to, because of the bend, they narrow up down at the bottom. So I had to file that down enough to get the tracks to go down farther on all 4 corners of the bunks. So when you do that, then you can get the 12-inch that you need for the XTR. So I did that on all 4 of these. So that's the first thing. And then I actually had these tipped up at 12 inches, but there wasn't enough clearance there. Actually, the kayak was sitting on the trailer still. So ended up going the 3-inch PVC route, just like most people do with a homemade trailer, and just bolted directly to the bunk. So when these are flat and you get them down far enough, this is perfectly a level from the cross members on the trailer or the frame itself to the bunks. This is all level across there. So it was easy to just level these out and then bolt the kayak bunks directly to the carpeted bunks. So that's what I did. And because this is a submersible trailer, I did not put the 45s on there. You know, the whole point of this is to back into the water. So, you know, theoretically your kayak's not going to be entering to right here. Having the 45s off the back end is just irrelevant. So, but I got that 12 inches on center, which is what you need, all the way up. So those are just standard 10-foot, 3-inch, schedule 40. And then I did have to lower this down to catch the nose of the XTR properly. And I raised this up a little bit. So this is going to hit just below the ring on the XTR. And then this will be able to pull it in tight. I did shift this entire thing. You can see where it was. Shifted it farther forward, so not as much as hanging off the rear. And then shifted my tongue jack up as well. And then you'll also need a little jumper cable for your lights there. So, and then because of the hitch that I use, I had to actually extend the safety change as well. But other than that, it's a great aluminum trailer for the XTR. But just wanted to put together this quick video to show everybody the modifications needed in order to trailer it properly. Also move the boat buckles to the side rail. Go over. It's the DIY black back holder that I have. The same thing on this side. Allows you to tie down the back, and you know, you keep it loose like a cam strap. Again, personally, I think it's the best setup. If you have any questions specifically to what I did to this trailer, feel free to drop them in the comments. But I look forward to seeing you all out on the water, and y'all take care.